Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Warships from Gainy Titan. And we're in the Ring of Domination mode game, and I'm at a battleship. Now, I'm not very good at battleships, and I'm definitely watching this video. I need to observe the fall of my shot a lot more. It's one of my problems. But in the meanwhile, as a bit of a follow-up to those who watch all my videos, if there's anybody who actually does so, or was watching yesterday's video. In yesterday's video, I was commenting the fact that I finally arrived in the 21st century. I have now got proper broadband. I have about, I suppose, if everything's working perfectly, about through the Wi-Fi, I have actually something like 140 megs download and 40 megs upload, megabits per second. But I'm using mostly power edge adapters, and I get a better ping time with the power edge adapters, but the data transfer is dependent on the cable quality and the wiring connection quality and stuff like that. So for my main PC, it's like 32 down, 32 up, which is still pretty good. I'm perfectly happy with it. But I wanted, I mentioned in yesterday's video that I wanted to upload the video and then power up the Xbox and play World of Tanks, see what it was like with a video uploading. And well, there was an update for World of Tanks, which I saw. I launched my video upload to YouTube, and then I launched the Xbox, and then there was an update for World of Tanks, and by the time the update had downloaded, the video was still uploading. It was only like 5 minutes or so to talk about for the download, but by the time the game started, the video had stopped uploading. I mean, it had finished its upload. So I didn't get to do it. I need a longer video. However, this battle starts off with what I regard now as the kind of typical World of Warships Legends beginning, in that, you know, elements of the two fleets just blunder into each other, and they're already at engagement range. They're detected, and you're in engagement range, and everybody's fighting straight away without any opportunity to sort of pre-assess the situation. Like, usually in the PC version, there'd be some separation, be considerable. There'd be at least a square, maybe 2 map squares of distance between the leading destroyer elements and the leading cruiser elements, and the battleships and the remaining cruisers. And the enemy fleet we observed, and the destroyers would pull back and they'd disappear again. But you'd get the opportunity, you'd kind of get the idea where the enemy fleet was going, and you could sort of pick where you wanted to be. You had sort of some tactical choices to make. In this case, in the console version, you really don't have any tactical choices to make. You're in the fight. Start firing your guns. Race for the nearest island or something. Yeah, but that's about it. Or run away or run towards them, depending on how you think the fight's going to go. And I think the game would just benefit from being a little slower paced, and I also seriously think that the 20 minutes is necessary as well. And this is another game, I think, that's evidence for that. You'll see at the end, it's actually a bit of a nail biter of a finish. However, the initial battle kind of goes its way without a huge amount of input from me, actually. Again, I think I'm just not getting gunnery right. I'm not shooting ships in the right places, and I'm not observing my fall of shot enough to really learn the behaviour of my guns. I am learning and I am improving. This is an older video now. I haven't played a lot of World of Warships Legends in the last week. Various other things have been going on to interrupt my play, and when I have had the opportunity to play, I've played World of Tanks, or I've been playing actually for Triumph, because they've brought out a new update as well, which I will comment on before the week's out. So, but this is an older video as well. I have more recent videos that I actually haven't looked at yet. So, the degree to which I have improved, I don't know. I couldn't tell you yet. Probably not a whole lot, but I do know that I have learned a little bit more, and I suppose I'm all the time learning more, just observing things and working out the speed of ships and stuff like that too, from the smoke, the way the smoke flies out of the funnels is something that I haven't quite mastered yet either. However, enemy Wyoming locked in combat with our Orion. The Wyoming is essentially doomed. He's not going to. He's only just 2-1 against him, and he doesn't have any obvious help. Well, there is an allied ship. I suppose is he getting help from that? I don't see any incoming fire from the red ship in Delta, so he may not be in a position to join the fight just yet. But if the Wyoming is in very low health and there's 2 ships with broadsides, what happened to my broadside there? Did I turn too much? Looks like I turned too much and got my guns offline again. Right. Why did I have high explosives loaded?
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
I don't know why I had high explosives loaded. Possibly because I wasn't expecting the broadside. However, the Dana has come out from behind the island, having captured Delta, and is now coming after me. Now he's should be launching his torpedoes around now. I decided to go into turn. There they are. But I'd already changed speed, course, and direction from what he was looking at originally. So he actually launched his torpedoes too early. And again, he's 2-1. He should have joined the fight when the his allied battleship was still alive. He's 2-1 against 2 battleships, or 1-2 against 2 battleships. So he's not going to survive this. Now I've switched back to armor piercing, even though now I'd probably be better off with high explosives. That's just the way it goes sometimes, and the gun reloads are so long that once you sort of committed to a reload, you say, no, I'm back to high explosives. Or back to armor piercing, yes, but Dana is facing me. But I should be able to put the rounds through him anyway. I don't think the Dana is that well armoured. I seem to remember being able to put armor piercing through the battleship through the bows on Dana before, and there she goes.
We destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Now this is where the game gets interesting, in my opinion. We're ship down. There's 2 destroyers out there. There is 1 battleship, and we are ahead on points. We're not ahead by a whole lot. We're ahead like 20 points, 30 points, something like that. But the other element is there's 7 minutes to go, just over 7 minutes, nearly 8 minutes left in the game. However, the speed ships move 8 minutes is very short, and we're ahead, so the enemy have to bring the battle to us. They have to either flip more cap circles, and that might not do it for them. And if we can flip Delta, which we should be able to do, it's straightforward enough. We're both sailing into it. We both should be sailing into it. To flip it immediately, that will delay any advantage they may accrue on by flipping other cap circles. So we've started flipping Delta, and the enemy started to capture Bravo. So there's an enemy ship in Bravo ahead of us at the moment, and we don't know where the other enemy ships are. Now we don't see anything, they don't see anything, so it could be anything at the moment. But we're now surface detected, and we can't see what's spotted us. So my suspicion is there's a destroyer in Bravo, and he's probably the destroyer's probably close enough, and they're flipping Alpha as well. So there's very likely a destroyer in Alpha as well. So now we have flipped Bravo. We're still hanging on to Alpha and Bravo yet. We've flipped Delta, sorry. And here is the destroyer coming out of Bravo. Now he's made a mistake there, because he should have flipped Bravo before he made himself visible. But it is coming on to the 5-minute mark, and He's now up against 2 battleships. There's the torpedoes, I'd say. And he's swinging around, and I'd say these are the torpedoes. From the other side will be just in a second's time. But if I can get a reload in, there's a good chance of a hit. Whereas the Clemson's within secondary gun range as well. So there's the torpedoes in the water. I'm not going to get hit with them. The Orions managed to evade the torpedoes. And now we're ahead by something fairly much more substantial, because we just sunk a destroyer. Now, it's not a huge amount of points, but it did add points to us and subtracted points from the enemies. So we're over 100 points ahead, or close to 100 points ahead. Actually, we're slightly over 100 points, I'd say, yeah. So the enemy has to come to us. It's less than 5 minutes in, and the enemy have to come to us. So our Orion, who's in front of me, should be slowing down. He should be letting me catch up. And he should, in fact, if anything, he should be retreating. Force the enemy Orion to come after him. And to do so in the waters where we know the enemy destroyer isn't there at the moment, because if he was, I think our Orion would have seen him. But our Orion is steaming full steam ahead, and he's actually increasing the distance from me. I'm full steam ahead as well, but he must be a slightly faster ship. And the problem with that is he's on low health. The enemy Orion's on full health. Our guy's not going to win this fight. And if he loses, when he dies, it flips the score. The enemy's now going to be ahead, because he's going to be more valuable than the destroyer was, and it's going to be enough to actually flip the score. So he really does need to pull back. It is a major tactical mistake. The enemy Orion has to come after the fight. The enemy have to sink ships. We don't. And he's now increasing the distance from me. I can't help him. By the time I get up there and get into a position to see that Orion, I think I might be faster going around the other side of the island. So what's the likely outcome here is that I'm going to have to chase the battle. I'm going to have to chase the enemy Orion. I'm going to be doing it from a position behind, because by the time I catch up, it might very well be too late. And it's completely unnecessary. It's he could have just hung back. He could have stopped his ship and put him into reverse when he made first contact with the enemy Orion, and made the enemy Orion come into the channel after us. Or come around the island after us. Whatever way he wanted to do it, it didn't matter. The advantage was ours. An enemy has started a cap area. Alright. So the Orion's entered the cap circle on the other side of the island here. So he's now, well, now I have a chance, because the two of us are still in play, and his guns are pointing away from me. But you know, he's angled up, and I'm not shooting him in the right spots. I think for the angling, I'm not playing it well at this point, and I'm aware of that at this stage. I think I know where I should be firing. I should have been firing higher as well, but I should be firing higher than that too, I think. Because he's going to turn away from the shot. And that actually scattered around him completely. But we've lost the Orion, our Orion, and it's just the two of us now. Well, there's no sign of the destroyer, so I don't know where he is. I presume he's the one who was capping Alpha. But it's just the two of us, and the thing is, there isn't enough time left to turn the battle around. Like, there isn't much between us. There's only like 30 points, but I have to sink the Orion to do it. Now, I think, given enough time, I would have been able to do it. But I had the advantage on the health pool. And I suppose he's brought all his guns to bear now. I'll set him on fire with the secondaries, I think. And I'm tanking his shots, but I probably won't be able to wear him down. I don't, at this position, I'm not taking as much damage from him as he is from me, but the thing is that I'm also only firing my forward batteries. So I'm not doing the same kind of damage either, and he's managing to damage one of my forward batteries already. But I've used the repair kit to get the forward battery back into action, because again, I'm aware of the lack of time and things are getting a bit desperate. Well, we haven't managed to get a decent hit on him yet, and well, the secondaries are plinking away and they're doing their bit, and we have managed to get some. We've been setting fire as well, so things are going to get desperate in time. We're down to less than 30 seconds. I'm going to bring the full broadside to bear. I think I'm going to have to take the risk and just burn the hit points and hope for the best. See if I can get a decent salvo in or a citadel hit or something like that. It's a bit of a race to the bottom on hit points. I think I'm still slightly ahead of the race, but it's going to be very, very close, and the time runs out. Now, I think I might have been able to do it. And I find it annoying that games like that end on a timer when they're that close. There was only 20 points between us, and there was, probably only a sliver of health between us as well. And I would have much rather that to actually have been won or lost on a fight, rather than won and lost on the, on the timer. The enemy Orion got the Wither reward, I think. I presume that's what that is. Or is it Close Quarter Specialist? I'm not sure. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and a share. Feel free to comment. And if you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.